Good afternoon, Hasselbrook students. Last week I sent you a message at home. It seems such a long time, too long in fact, since you've been in school, and I know your teachers and all the staff here are really missing you. I'm sure that most of you are really missing school too. And as you can see, I'm here, and I'm really sad to be here without you. But in the words of the Queen, we will meet again, we just don't know when yet. In this assembly, I want to talk to you about a very famous book called Aesop's Fables. It's a collection of fables or stories credited to a man called Aesop, who was a slave and a storyteller, believed to have lived in ancient Greece around 600 BC. The stories associated with his name have descended to modern times through a number of sources and continue to be reinterpreted in different ways. When I was at primary school, my parents read the Aesop's Fables to me at bedtime, and it was in fact this very book that I have in my hand that they read to me from. You can actually see the inscription here and where I've written my name, J. Williams. Fables are very popular in children's literature as it teaches children lessons whilst keeping them interested with animal or sometimes human characters. Fables play a key role in our society. They depict what is morally right and wrong and encourage children to be their very best and to try their best. Some of you older students might be thinking that you're too old for this, but there is so much to learn from Aesop's stories that I want to share some with you. And in fact, initially the fables were addressed to adults and covered religious, social and political themes. The fables tell a story and end with a moral or a lesson. Some of the more well-known stories are A Bird in the Hand is Better Than Two in the Bush, you might have heard of that, or Beauty is Only Skin Deep. From the 1800s onwards, they were particularly used for the education of children. The fables originally were only spoken, and they weren't collected or written down until some 300 years after Aesop's death. I want to tell you some of the fables in the coming weeks and to share some moral lessons with you. One of the fables that is really pertinent now is the tale of the boy with the nettles, and it's written like this. A boy was gathering berries from a hedge when his hand was stung by a nettle. Smarting with pain, he ran to tell his mother and said to her between his sobs, "But I only touched it ever so lightly, mother." "That's just why you're stung, my boy," she said. "If you had grasped it firmly, it wouldn't have hurt you in the least." So what does this mean? What is the moral here? To do boldly what you do at all. To grasp the nettle, although please don't try this at home. To grasp the nettle, to force yourself to be brave, to do something that is difficult or unpleasant. Whilst we're on lockdown, that's exactly what we are having to do. To be bold, to grasp the nettle, to learn in a way we haven't had to before. I'm urging you to continue to do that even though it is hard, to be resilient, to take the challenge that we're faced with and to stay strong. I have had really positive feedback from your teachers about how hard you've been working, so well done. You should have all been accessing work from Show My Homework, Sam Learning and GCSE Pod, depending on your year group. And everyone should be following their timetable using teacher resources and spending about an hour or so on each lesson. Your teachers are working really hard to try and improve these resources all the time. But if you have got a problem, then try and get us a message at the school via the admin@hassenbrook.org.uk email address, and we'll do our best to support you. I hope everyone is staying safe and well. Try and stay positive during these difficult times, and take care.